Every amazing journey begins with a small moment. And today, that moment was ours. The sun hadn't fully risen yet, and we had already set off toward Bhandardara. The cold breeze, the empty roads, and one thought in our hearts: could today become a memory we'll never forget? Because the path ahead wasn't just a road, it was a doorway to a journey that might become your next travel dream. Along the way, we found a village so peaceful it felt as if time had stood still. Nestled in the lap of the Sahyadris, hidden in mist, there was a mysterious energy in the air, as if the place itself was calling out to you. The swaying crops in the fields, the birds soaring in the sky, everything felt like it belonged to some forgotten fairy tale. This hill is older than the dinosaurs. Locals call it a special place, but why? That's when it hit us: some places don't call you, they choose you. And maybe, today, this place had chosen us. As the sun climbed higher, we stopped at a tiny shop, where fresh sugarcane juice was being prepared right in front of us. There was a warmth in that sweetness, a feeling of belonging. The local smiles made us feel like one of them, as if we had arrived in our own village. Then we reached Bhandardara Dam, and from there, our next journey began. This time, the path wasn't a road, it was water. A small boat slowly cutting through the waves, surrounded on both sides by green-covered hills. As if they were watching us, or maybe guiding us. Every wave, every breeze seemed to whisper, pause. Feel this. Live this moment. We weren't just heading to a campsite, we were moving toward a kind of peace that reaches deep. Soon, we arrived at a shore where the lake stretched its wide open. As if saying, let's learn to live again. Like an old friend smiling and saying, come, let's dive in. The water was cold, crystal clear. And every dip felt like it was washing away the city's stress, noise, and chaos. We felt calm, peaceful, like never before. It wasn't just swimming, it was a moment of healing. After a swim, it felt like we had pressed life's refresh button. And then came the smell of canned bhajji, a direct attack. Not on the heart, but the stomach. And of course, a steaming cup of tea that cleared away our exhaustion like a surprise holiday on a Monday. After enjoying hot tea and crispy fritters, we took a walk around the property. Imagine walking through a place where every tree feels like it knows your name. Where the wind doesn't just blow, it talks to you. As we explored, the sky began to change colors. Like nature had paused for a perfect scene. There was silence, and in that silence, we found clarity. Meditation isn't always about sitting cross-legged. Sometimes, it's just being aware of how beautiful the world really is. A swing, a lake, and that stillness. We sat quietly, legs dangling by the water's edge. The faint ripples of the lake seemed to brush against the soul. Sometimes, silence speaks louder than words, and in that moment, the whole world paused to listen. Then we sat by the lake, and closed our eyes. No phone, no music, no voice, just breath. And in that stillness, something inside us shifted. For a few minutes, it didn't feel like we were on a trip. It felt like we had come home, to ourselves. Slowly, the golden hour arrived, and with it, the real magic. From a distance, we saw Kalsubai Peak, the highest point in Maharashtra. And right then, the sun started dipping behind it. That sunset wasn't just beautiful, it was cinematic. This is what peace really feels like. Night slowly took over the skies. And as darkness wrapped around us, it was time to light our own stars. A campfire was lit, stories began, laughter echoed. With every crackle of the fire, it felt like our worries were burning away. A simple barbecue, honest food, and no mobile network. That night, it wasn't about likes or followers, it was about moments, memories, and being truly present. We slept in tents, under a sky full of stars. Morning came softly. We stepped out of the tent, and there it was again, that lake. The light slowly crept in, as if even the sun didn't want to disturb the peace of the place. Calm, silent, like a mirror holding the sky. We took a slow morning walk around the shore. Our feet touched the cool grass, the mist still hugging the surface of the water. Birds were just waking up, and so were we. Soon, it was time to leave, but this time, the journey back felt different. Through the drone shots on our return, we saw the landscape again from above, winding roads, green valleys, sparkling water, but now, we saw it all with new eyes. Because something inside had changed. We paused for our first breather at Bhavali Dam, a lake so still you could hear your own heartbeat. The air carried a serenity that rooted us there, as if the world had folded itself into our grasp. Surrounded by emerald hills and water glimmering like liquid light, time itself seemed to forget its own rhythm. We left behind mountains, lakes, and memories. But the essence of those moments remains etched into our souls. If you too are searching for peace, for yourself, this is where the path begins. Until we meet again on another journey. This trip to Bhandardara wasn't just about the places, but the fleeting moments we lived, and the stories we wove into the fabric of time. If you ever wander these roads, seeking serenity, adventure, or yourself, remember. Every winding road leads somewhere beautiful. Till next time, keep seeking, keep dreaming.